I'm Pern.
And I'm Dave.
Welcome to the show, where we talk about everything from movies, music, sports, and TV.
And stories from the rest of our lives.
Things we don't talk about are politics and religion.
And this is how we all stay friends.
Okay, let's talk. I can't believe I totally screwed that up. It's actually Forest City, not Forest Hills, North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
And I totally fucked that up.
Well, it was just a wrong read.
I apologize to everybody in Forest City, North Carolina, who actually downloads our show and listens to it, that I called you Forest Hills. I greatly apologize. I'm sorry. We strive to mediocrity, I guess, because I can't say did we strive for perfection.
It's just a mistake.
So sorry about that. I messed that up, and I'm so sorry.
I can see that it's very close. Very close.
It is.
Forest City, we don't even know where Hills, the cities, where the two are, though. To be honest, I mean, North Carolina, right?
So Forest City, North Carolina. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much.
The downloads and listening to the show. We appreciate it. Yes. Hey, I bought a new car this week.
I know. I heard you got a picture of it, and I was able to be shown it. When you came.
Before we recorded.
Nice, very nice.
Yes, I've gone full electric. Mm-hmm. I am not messing around with gas anymore.
No, that's way to go.
I can't. I spend over $300 a month on gas to drive to work and back every month, and I was just like, I just can't anymore. I can't do it. And so we needed to get a new car anyway.
Right.
So we got a Chevy Bolt EV. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fully electric, charges at home or, at any of the charging stations and stuff like that, which I actually downloaded the Shell gasoline app because they do charging stations at some of their locations. And there's actually a couple here in the neighborhood that I can go to. And there's some in Ashburn where I work. And so I can charge my vehicle if I need to, but I was amazed at how well it did on the way into work because it's a 60-mile drive each way. So I drive 120 miles a night, and the fact that on one charge I'm going to be able to get almost 3 days of round trips to work and back. So almost the whole week. And I'm like, that's because I only work 4 days a week. Anyway, I just do 4 long days, and then. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm very excited for the new EV. It's like the air conditioning works, the heat works, everything works in it because I don't, my van you recall, doesn't have any heat at all in it. This winter when my son gets it as his car, he's going to be freezing to death.
Perfect.
But that'll be his first car.
That'll be his first fix.
It has to be.
It better be his first fix.
It's got to be the junker, right?
Before the fall, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, the two things that you said and you showed me that were kind of freaky was the startup. It sounded like you were booting up a computer almost.
You get in the car and you sit down and I press the power, it's push to start button, and I put my foot on the brake and I push the start button, and it's like you're in a Twin Peaks episode. The music's very haunting.
Yeah.
And like dun, 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 dun,
I was like, oh my God, what was that? Yeah. And it uses the entire sound system. So it came from the back to the front. It was very involved.
Like you're listening in Dolby Stereo.
Yeah. Someone got a bonus for having to come up with all of that. That was a lot.
It's kind of creepy, but I dig it.
Yeah. And number two is all the statistics it tracks.
Oh my gosh.
All your driving.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like it tells you when you brake too hard or accelerate too fast, or if you've gone over terrain. Like I have to drive over a mountain, and it showed up that there was mountain terrain, and the temperature of if you using your air conditioning versus the outside temperature, and it's just, oh my God, it's mind numbing.
I know, and interpreting all that was a lot to figure out.
I'm just like, I just want to get me to work.
Want to drive. Exactly.
I just want to go to work. I got my Sirius XM working in it. I transferred my subscription over. It got me to work and back.
So you were good.
I'm very happy.
It worked really well. So that's good. It's good. And you're getting the new charger too.
Yes, our new 240 line gets installed this weekend. So charging at home will be faster and not take a day and a half to charge the car. It'll just take 6 to 8 hours, I think, to charge.
Right.
I'm excited to get that installed, and we'll be all set, and we'll be all electric for one of our cars, one of our 3 cars. I literally tried to convince my wife last night. I was like, I got to work and she goes, so how was it? How was the first drive in with the car and everything? And I said, it was great. It passed the mountain test. It held, its temperature. It held its speed going over the mountain, cruise control, 60, doing that. I said, I absolutely love it. I told her, there's a white one available. Are you sure you don't want one? because I love this one. And she was like, no, I don't need a new car. I mean, she's like, yes, I'd love one, but no, I don't need a new car.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah. So we're now in the EV family, full electric, and I plan on staying that direction. Well, like our next car will be
something you got to do. I mean, I think that if it was that kind of putting that many miles on a specific car. I work from home, so my car barely gets any miles. The most I drive is to your place and back.
Yeah, exactly.
And any week.
Any week, right?
You're right.
Yeah.
I don't really do too much going on. And then on the weekends, we don't really drive around too much anyway, unless we're doing chores in Leesburg. Right. And that's even shorter distance.
Plant shopping. Sorry,
right, exactly.
Hopping,
so coming to Winchester or going to Leesburg, that's about as far as I've gone in a long time. And then I drive your car when we go to DC.
When we go to Caps games,
so my car barely sees any mileage. So, but again,
would your new truck, car, SUV fit in the parking garage? Would we have to check the height on that?
I think we would.
I might make you drive next time your car.
My car.
Yeah. I'll just be riding along. Okay.
No, it's definitely the massage chair seats are nice.
Oh, yeah. With the happy ending button underneath the seat.
It's all there. The happy ending. It's all there. Right. Nice. Right. And we'd have plenty of room in the back to store the donuts. So
absolutely. The four cases of donuts. Yeah, 4 dozen donuts that we always bring home from Krispy Kreme.
We'll just keep them somewhere else. They won't even know about them.
Do you have hot water yet? Is your shower's fixed?
Okay.
It's been 2 weeks. What?
So we were on the hook. Me. So they were on the hook to get a new part, and it was the burner because it caught on fire. Yeah, and it was cracked.
Last week.
So, but I didn't know if they were actually getting the part or not because the manufacturer hadn't replied back that the part was available. So we were still on the hook, and I'm like, okay, well, am I going to get an update? It wasn't until today that the guy finally calls me and goes, "Oh, I heard back from the manufacturer. They can find the part, but they can't get it for another 7 business days."
Oh my gosh.
Which puts me next, I guess May 1st.
You're almost a month in.
Yeah, I'm more than a month. It'll be, it'll be about a month. And that's kind of crazy.
That
to
is
think about.
Ridiculous. They should have just replaced the whole thing at this point and just said, you know what? Yeah, we could just replace it because
that's warranty.
I'm telling you, home show warranty.
Yeah, it's kind of bad.
Home shit warranty.
I did have some other home news to let you know. Mm-hmm. Remember the house that you drove past that had the Santa hats that looked like Santa heads on a pike?
Yes,
it's for sale. So that might have been the last time you saw the Santa hats on a pike.
Hats on the pike coming into your neighborhood.
Yeah.
Oh,
just to let you know. Unless they convey.
Let me guess. Are the house selling for $1.3 million?
It's I don't even know. I could look it up, but it's coming soon, so it hasn't listed yet.
Right.
But
which means this Thursday it should be because they put the sign in your yard, and then it's always the following Thursday that it's officially on the.
Oh really?
Yeah, on the list.
Okay, because it's been saying coming soon for a little while. I guess over the weekend.
Really?
So.
Since last week.
Thursday.
Okay, so this coming
Friday,
Thursday,
Saturday,
should be on the market.
Yeah.
We'll look it up. We're going to stalk the people with the Santa heads on a pike.
Mm-hmm. And see if the hats convey.
Yes, I want to know if the hats convey. I might have. That might be a serious, deal breaker for me. If the hats don't convey, I'm not moving that close to you. If the hats don't convey,
it's the one thing.
The one thing.
So I did do my homework. Too. And I do have a laundry list of West Virginia stories for Joanne.
Okay, so we're just going to touch base on some stories. We're not going to get down to the whole one. We're going to save some for future. We're going to make this a segment that's the West Virginia house.
Perfect.
Is that good?
It's perfect. Okay. Yes. So the process was, again, this is the lead up
backstory.
To the actual
Tell
West
the origin
Virginia
story, Dave. Make the origin story movie first.
Yes, right. Exactly. The mother-in-law, her family had her house, her growing up house was this one house. It was, it had 3 bedrooms in it.
Pause. Your mother-in-law, Donna, who we mentioned on the show before. This was her childhood house.
Yes, growing up.
All right, go. Okay, go.
5 brothers and her and the mother-daughter or mother-father all lived in this one house, 3 bedrooms and the basement. The basement was a crawl space, so no one really lived there. So they all lived in
7 people in 3 bedrooms.
Yes, and 1 bathroom. There was only 1 bathroom in there. And the kitchen is like a galley kind of kitchen.
Okay.
I don't know how she fed 7 people in
'cause it's
this
that
one
small.
house. Was it 7 or maybe it was 4 brothers and her?
That's
3,
5, and then
4,
2
5.
parents.
Yeah, that's right.
7.
Yeah, 3. I
It's
can't
mathing,
count.
Dave.
I'm trying not to. I'm trying
Dave,
to figure
it's
it out.
mathing.
I don't remember how many brothers she actually had. 3 or 4. I'm not sure.
Well,
but-
sorry, Donna. We don't remember
we
how
don't
many.
remember. It's
How
3 or
how
4.
many brothers and sisters does your mom have?
My mom, she
Yeah.
has 1, 2, 3. It's the 3 sisters, her and the one
It was
brother.
sort of like just a joke question because
It wasn't?
I've met
You
your
didn't know it
uncle.
was-
I've met your uncle.
Wait,
So
that was Jet's my dad's side.
Oh, that's your dad's side.
That was
Okay,
Joe,
never
Uncle
mind.
Joe.
Uncle Joe.
Uncle Joe. Yes.
How's Uncle Joe doing?
He's doing very well from
Cool.
what I've last heard.
Does he still living the rock star life?
I believe he's doing broadcasting, or you know what? I've got to look that one up. I can't honestly say exactly what he was doing. The last time I heard was that
This is a great story, Dave. I'm glad you know what your relatives do.
We're really straying from the topic here. Anyway, my
your
mother-in-law,
Donna, her family house.
Her parents still lived there up until their 90s or whatever, and
Yes.
they passed.
Yes.
So then the house had to be flipped, right?
Mhm.
So this house
Because it had no renovations done at any point.
not the whole time at all. So the carpeting was a mess. The it needed to be repainted. It needed to be modernized. There was a lot of stuff wrong that needed to be taken care of. And Donna had hired someone the year before we decided to start going down to do some of the work while we weren't
Right.
down
I
there.
remember this. I remember hearing you telling me that they hired someone.
Yes. Now,
Right.
unfortunately, this guy was not as reputable as you would think. And I'm not disparaging anyone, and we're not going to use names, but it turned out that he kind of was using
it
her
Bob
account
Evans?
at Lowe's and
sorry.
was putting other projects on the credit card
on
and stuff.
her account.
Yeah, and then not using it at her place, or just buying 5 or 6 different things, like 17 screwdriver
I mean,
sets.
I
or
think
just to
that's
use in her own stuff.
considered fraud.
I would have to say, right? But West Virginia, everyone thinks they know everybody, so there was a bit of so it kind of was one of those confusing moments when you really wanted to trust the guy, but then he kind of was bad. Anyway,
do you want to hear a classic West Virginia joke real quick?
Please.
Do you know how we know that the toothbrush was invented in West Virginia?
No.
Because if it was invented anywhere else, it would have been a teeth brush. Gotcha on that one. I got you on that one. That's a good one. Okay, nice. That was a genuine chuckle laugh from Dave. That was
it was the thinking man's joke.
Okay, so back to the house.
Yeah. Okay. So a lot of stuff had to be done. So then when we took it over, we were still buying things that needed to be done at the house, materials and all that. So the process was before Friday. We would order the stuff online to be picked up at the Lowe's in Winchester, because we drove through Winchester to get down 81 over to 64.
Wait, the Lowe's in town or the one north on 37?
The one in town.
Oh, the one okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so it's over. Yeah, so it's
I was there today
in the middle of town, and we would stop there on the way before they closed, so that we made sure to pick up the stuff because we were leaving after we got done with work. So we got off around 5.
So that night, and they close at like 9 or 10.
Yeah, so by 9 o'clock, we had to make sure we were there picking up the stuff and then loading it up and then driving down. So the first couple weeks we were wrong. And we had put in an order at the wrong one. Okay. So we went into the wrong one to go get the stuff. So it kind of set us back a little bit. Okay. But when we first got down there, we couldn't really stay in the house. It was so
that bad?
Destroyed. Yeah, it was kind of really bad and needed to be gutted. The carpeting was a little bit rotten in one of the sides. So it needed to be pulled up, and it
I mean, I know you and Lisa can't say anything below a 4.5 star. So
right.
I mean,
so then it was a problem. So we slept in the
people,
car.
This was probably like a 2. It was probably a 2-star.
In February, we were in the car in West Virginia, sleeping in the car.
Oh, wow.
And we turned the heat on every once in a while, but then it was kind of expensive.
Did you snuggle all night? Did you snuggle all night?
Yeah, we were definitely.
Get that body heat going.
We were in the fort, so there was just no way to do that. And then, everything was loaded in the back. All our tools, the materials, everything. And we had to load it up and take it with us each time.
I don't know why I turned this into some like
you did. It's all going
handyman fantasy thing.
There's
I don't know.
music.
Sorry,
you're going to add the music in the background. Pern chicken, Pern cow.
Ma'am, I'd like to show you my torque wrench.
My circular saw.
Yeah, my circular saw.
My power drill.
Wow.
So then when we'd have to go back and forth, every tool had to go with us because we couldn't leave it there.
Because it gets stolen.
We would think that it would get ripped off because we didn't know the guy could still get in because we had to replace all the doors and locks and everything.
So every weekend you would load up, unload,
right.
reload.
So the price is Friday, we'd have to stop at Lowe's. We'd work till all day Saturday and be completely exhausted. Then Sunday, wake up, work until like maybe 6 o'clock.
And
we
then
like
head
started
home.
7 o'clock. We had to load up everything too.
Yeah.
So we had to clean up what we messed up, which was, just kind of organizing it so that when we got down there, it wasn't going to just be walking into a dust bowl of dust and crap and everything we worked on. And so that was the process. So there's your background. There's the whole background.
Okay.
One of the things that we had to do was you go into the crawl space. Now this crawl space was concrete, but it was sections of it were just holes in the
foundation,
wall, in the ground. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Like you could look through this one space, like it was like an opening for a window, but on the other side was just dirt. But on the opposite side was but it was open. Sort of.
Okay.
Like there was a door upstairs to go up into the main dining room area, but you went down the stairs and you were in the crawl space, but it was a concreted crawl space, but it was open to the outside basically.
Oh, that's weird.
It was very weird and very musty. So it made the entire area.
Well, let me guess. It was built on the side of a mountain too.
Oh, of course it was.
Of course it was.
Yeah,
it's West Virginia.
I mean, West Virginia.
Yeah.
Everything's the side of a mountain. So the weird thing was that they had, I know not recently, but they had a new furnace put in, and the furnace was built like for my kind of house, like my house, which was for like an 8 to 10,000 square foot house.
McMansion.
This furnace was in this house, which was only for like a 2,000 square foot house. And they had to cut into the concrete to get it in because it had to be lowered so that it didn't scrape the top of the ceiling getting into this space.
That's fun.
I was like, oh my gosh.
Who installed this?
We had to fix the concrete because the concrete area that they had to dig in to dig the, they dug a line into it. They didn't replace the concrete. So that was my first foray into doing concrete.
And doing some concrete work.
Was to get that flattened out, putting in the concrete and leveling it out. And you get the self-leveling concrete, and it just does it for you. It's really kind of cool. So you just make it wet enough.
On a side note, Paul's right there. Earlier when Dave got here, I showed him this little area in my backyard that we're going to put like a little storage shed in kind of thing. So how would I do maybe like a concrete path from that point down to my driveway?
Okay. So the funny thing is that with concrete, you can just do like boards and posts up against it, and it can just sit on top, and you just do the gravel on the bottom and then the concrete on top.
Oh, okay.
Now that's the layman's whatever. I'm sure there's like rebar involved if you got like a contractor.
So I guess what I'm really getting at is that when we do that, will you come over and do it for me?
Oh, is that what you were getting
I think
at?
That's
yeah. Okay. That's what you were saying. Yeah. It's not difficult at all, to be honest.
I'll help.
So yeah.
I'll help. But could you come over and?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
No problem. Yeah.
Okay.
So
that might not be till next year sometime.
Okay,
so,
cool. Put it on the calendar.
It's on.
Problem. Yeah. That shouldn't be any issue because it's just real quick. Then and that's funny because that wasn't the only concrete work we had. I have other stories about other concrete work. So that was the first foray into it, was to get the basement set. And then we still had to shovel everything out of the house. Yeah. But the basement was like horror movie style because there were spider webs everywhere.
Oh yeah.
There was dark holes that were just musty and dirty. There was areas that you couldn't get to that had stuff in it that we didn't know if it was useful or if it was worth anything. So we had to crawl in and pull all this stuff out. It was very creepy. I mean, and that's just the first starts because we were in there. But once we were going like every weekend, and that stuff just kind of was like, whatever.
Whatever. Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, okay. But it's one big mystery when you first get there.
And
you don't even know any of the holes, nooks, and crannies of this thing. So along with that, the crazy ass furnace, the hot water heater was in the basement too.
Okay.
This thing was replaced just recently too, along with the furnace. It was not vented out of the house.
Oh, geez.
There was a vent that went just out the door, but it was right next to the intake of the furnace for the air conditioning unit. So it was right next to the thing. And I was like, how is that possible? So we had to have an inspector come out. The inspector comes out, and I didn't know any of this stuff, but the inspector said, oh yeah, you need to run an actual pipe up that passes the roof line.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know any of that crap. And I'm like, how the hell do I do that? Well, it turns out, you can just buy all that stuff at Home Depot. Yeah. So I went to the Home Depot in West Virginia because we didn't know.
What can't you get at Lowe's or Home Depot?
That. I know, right? So I went there, and they were like, oh yeah, you're just going to need this, and that. So I bought a bunch of the metal tubing stuff, which is kind of just venting, I guess, tubing, and some braces, and built this structure of this pipe going off the back of the house, and it went all the way up, and I strapped it to the side of it was like the most, I don't know, that was our first real success.
It was like you're reverse sliding up a pole or something.
Yeah.
But on your back or something.
Right. Yeah. And
funny.
this whole thing was right. It's huge. And then you put the cap on it, and it attached to the cap, and everything was right. And it went through rain and winds and everything there. Cause of course in February, March timeframe, that it was the worst weather.
Cold,
it was the worst weather. It was snowing
March,
April time for up there. I mean,
was it cold outside?
It was very cold. Yeah. And then, so that's our basement stuff. Again, everything had to be shoveled out. The contractor guy was keeping a lot of his stuff down there. So we were finding multiples of different tools, wrenches that were just purchased because, lights, wiring, just loose wiring of stuff, copper wiring.
Just loose wiring.
Yeah, just whatever.
Just hanging loose.
No, but not like spools of it, just spools of it. And then faucet pieces, doorknobs, things like that. So we utilized a lot of it, but it was really difficult to kind of understand what we really needed until we were in the middle of it.
In the shit, basically.
And again, it was just trial and error. A lot of it was just getting in there and doing it, and then realizing we did it wrong, but then
and
not having enough money to redo it again, because we were kind of on a budget too, because we were paying our bills, and still now we're funding
house to
building a whole new house,
so it can be
basically.
Sold,
Right.
I got you. Okay, so I forget already what the theme song was for West Virginia House Over.
Oh, it's all good. Was it the porn music?
No, that was the different one. Anyway, hold on. So pause, and I'll drop in the theme from earlier. Ready? West Virginia house down. Okay, that was plenty of room. Okay, cool.
Perfect.
On to entertainment news. Yep. Did you hear the Oscar changes?
Oh, no.
For next year's Oscars. No. Just a little bit of news that came out. If you are voting in that category, so when you win an Oscar, you are then put onto the Academy that votes for future Oscar winners when you win an Oscar. Okay. And plus there's other outside, entertainment fields, not just actors, but that's the Academy who, votes.
Right.
They have said now, if you are voting in your category, like say you're, a director and it's your movie, or, or sorry, it's like, say it's Scorsese or something like that. Yeah, he's already been, he's going to put his vote in. He has to watch all 10 nominated movies before he is allowed to vote. Where before you were just able to vote like, oh yeah, I heard that was really good. My friend told me that was really funny, or this was really.
So and here I can just vote and do
whatever.
To see the movies.
You have to watch all 10 of the nominated films now, which you didn't have to do before. Which is why I think that what was the Pocket Money Boys? What was the one? Penny Boys.
I'm already past it. I have no clue.
You don't remember what that movie was?
No.
I watched it. It was really good.
I know you did.
Anyway, so movies like that might not get passed over as much because nobody actually watched them and then voted for something else. But now when it's like Best Picture, if you're Best Director, whatever category you're voting in from the Academy, then you have to watch all the films. Like, so
in that category.
And I'm thinking Best Animated Short. I mean, you're done in like 30 minutes.
I know, right?
You've watched all 5 of them and you're done in 30.
Done. Boom, done. There
exactly.
We go. Is that the one you want to be in?
That's the one I want. I think I want to get, Best Animated Short. I want to get an Oscar on that, and I want to get on the Academy and then just vote for that category.
So does that mean if you're in screenplay, you have to read all the screenplays?
Yeah.
Oh, that would hurt.
Well, actually, no. They did have exemptions. I'm sorry. What did they say? There was something about. I think maybe it was just for Best Pictures and Actors.
Oh,
because they weren't going to make you sit through best costume design.
Right.
All 5
Best
movies for
foreign film.
that, or best. Yeah, weren't going to make you. Yeah. Also, the other Oscar news is they are adding a new category to give Oscars in, and they've never done this before.
Okay.
It's for best casting director.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, every movie I've ever watched, probably every memorable film, every unmemorable film, you can't get that ensemble of people together without a casting director.
Right.
And their job is to pick the right person for the role. And that was the right person for, so they cast who the actors are going to be. It can be very subjective. That's why, it's tough to make it in Hollywood, because just not everybody gets a fair shake.
How do you pick 5 of those and say, oh, this casting director decided that this was the best part of the movie. They got together and got all of these people together. But we couldn't see anyone else being in this, and that casting director is excelling at their job.
They
how
just
would
did
you
a great
even
job.
come
how
up
did
with
they,
that?
or how did, like, where's the rule on that? Like,
how
did they get the Ocean's 11 cast back together to make a knockoff Marvel spoof movie? How did they do that?
How in the heck?
That is some great casting.
That's great. Pretty much,
I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see how it all shakes out.
And then will sequels play into that? Because that's kind of like, you're bringing back the same guys. So,
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Because like if it's,
I don't really have to cast too much. There's the same guys that I had before.
Yeah.
Kinda. We got a few others.
We got a few others, but the casting director may be a different person because the old casting director didn't come back, but the new casting director still had to like put in like new bit
is he gonna
parts and
inherit
cast
the
people
great cast that he then now had to
he or she,
right? Yeah. Is that right? I mean, it's kind of. I don't know. It's
what's his name from Billy Zane, the actor Billy Zane?
Yes.
So his mom, Deborah Zane, is a casting director.
Okay.
And she's been in Hollywood for many, 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 many years. And she just seems like one of those people where it's like, it would like, do you get in, like if she casts a movie next year and then gets in as a casting director, like nomination, just because of her past of how many great movies she's cast, or will it be based off this one crappy one that she just did and they want to give it to her because she deserves it?
Well, don't directors fall into that? I mean, come on.
Yeah,
some of the directors kind of get that role in, and they've done 5 or 6, but then just because they put something out now, they may be so disconnected from the actual.
Well, that's what I felt about when Scorsese won for oh my god, what was the one with Leo DiCaprio?
Desert
No.
Flower.
Back the mobster movie one. When Leo DiCaprio was still younger, had Matt Damon in it, and the reason I'm bringing it up is because the very final scene there was a rat. He was an undercover police officer, going into the mob basically,
right?
And all along he knew there was a rat, and like they pan out to the apartment ledge, and on the railing you see a little mouse go running across, and I was just like, that it was so unnecessary to end that film. Like, yes, we got it. Leo DiCaprio was the rat.
But didn't we already know that watching the movie?
Well, we knew that, yeah. But then by the time that he finds out there really was a rat, then they literally show a little rat then running across the rail. It seemed like so
contrived.
cheesy. It seemed very just like, oh my gosh, if people are that stupid that they didn't understand,
they needed a rat.
Then they shouldn't
be to see a picture of a rat.
Yeah, they shouldn't be watching your movie anyway.
You won't
if they're
get it
that.
anyway. Yeah.
Anyway, they gave Scorsese Oscars for that. The Departed. Oh my gosh, it took me that long to come back around to The Departed.
Though. We didn't have to wait for corrections.
Oh my gosh, right? Sorry, Joanne, we're putting you out of a job this week.
Dang it.
I'm sure you'll find something I said wrong.
I'm sure there's a lot. There's more than a lot.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, casting director, new thing for the Oscars. Did you hear?
I have some. Oh, go ahead.
No, what?
Europe. We're still going.
We're going in Europe. We are going to Europe because did you hear the sad news that Pope Francis passed away?
Oh, I did hear.
So again, we've made this comment a million times where we don't talk about religion, but I mean, the Pope died.
He's a personality, also.
Yeah, and I heard he wasn't very well liked. So one little tidbit that I did see. Oh, I was like, yeah. So get the conclave,
right? Oh yeah,
get the conclave together.
Yes, there, I'll watch the movie.
Do they have like a little bat signal that's like for the conclave
for everybody to get shipped in
for cardinals?
Yeah, bring it on.
Unite or whatever.
Yes,
Cardinals assemble. Yes. That would be it. Yeah, Cardinals. But this was a kicker that I didn't know. The voting for the new pope is based off of 120 cardinals that are in the conclave.
Right.
There are actually 138 cardinals out there, but only the quote unquote top 120 are invited to come vote for the Pope. I'm
Well,
like,
that's
and I'm
kinda
like, hold, pump the brakes there.
Yes,
I made it all the way to cardinal level,
right,
and
yeah.
I'm that high up in the church. And then when the Pope dies,
You
I
don't
ain't
get a
getting
vote.
invited.
You don't get a vote.
Fuck that. What the
seems a
hell is
little
that?
weird too,
Seems seriously.
Yeah.
Like every one of them should get a vote.
Yeah.
Like it shouldn't have to be here. We're going to make 138 cardinals, but only 120 of you get to come.
True.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't. And then how do you judge a cardinal? Like how, if he's
What's
made
the
it a cardinal,
criteria?
you would think he already knows all his shit by that point.
I would think.
So why
he's
would
been in the business long
absolutely?
enough, right?
He's not just. It's not like you're putting like
He's
Jerry
not phoning
Lewis
it
in there. Jerry
He's
Lewis is the
definitely not
cardinal.
phoning it in.
Ha, ha.
Yeah,
or
he's
something.
Unless
Yeah,
there's
I
some
don't-
backdoor entry into a cardinaldom that we don't know about, that the other 18 didn't.
Or,
didn't
yeah,
go through the
or
right
something.
process,
I feel
or
bad for those 18
mail
that
order
don't
cardinal.
make it, aren't good enough. Also, we haven't talked about this in a long time, and I just wanted to bring it up real quick. Wendy's stock is down.
What's
it was
happening?
down 71 cents on when I checked it last.
Oh no!
Down to $12.59 a share.
Those frosty flavors, you got to watch it.
They haven't helped to pick up their business.
No.
It's not but we haven't talked about the Wendy's stock in a while. So
No,
I just wanted to bring that up. So Wendy's stock is down. So if now's the time to buy.
Oh, is it?
It's
You think it's
low.
going to make
Buy.
a jump?
Buy now.
No,
Wendy's is
going
going
down,
to
they're
have a
drop.
comeback in 2027.
Oh, you're insane. Is that what
Yeah.
you're going to pick? Is that what you're going with? 2027? Really?
No.
No, I doubt that. If anything, they're going to start filing Chapter 11 and they get bought by Hardee's or something.
Or something like that. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, so did you have box office numbers real quick?
I have the box office numbers. I've also got some entertainment news. I didn't know if you wanted to go through. And then also the new weekend releases. But Sinners was 48 million. It was number one.
Who's in that? Which one is that? Do you know what it's about?
I kind of do. It's a period piece of two brothers that come back to their New York City.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I do remember. Okay,
yeah.
never mind. Okay, so what was, and then second was Minecraft?
Second was Minecraft at 40 million.
40 million, and that still
right.
40
It's still
million
knocking
in week
off number
3.
ones and making them number threes, because the number ones go
Holy
a week
crap.
and then they come. They don't get to number two. They stay.
They don't. They're then
still holding
gone.
number two.
Oh.
King of Kings is still holding on, 17 million. The Amateur, 7 million. This was. I said I have no clue what this one was. Actually, I kind of do. An CIA informant, or not CIA employee, who is a more of a desk jockey kind of guy. His wife gets killed or something, and he then becomes this CIA assassin guy.
Okay,
and goes all out and says that he can do it, and that's why he's the amateur.
The amateur. I got it. Okay.
And then Warfare is 4.8 million. That's at 5.
Okay.
Now, we have some new releases coming up this next weekend. The Accountant 2 is coming out.
Oh, yeah. Ben
something
Affleck
called
back
Until
at
Dawn, which is a horror movie.
I saw the poster for that when we went and saw Minecraft.
I
was
watched
like,
the trailer.
It looked does it not look good? I could tell by your voice right there when you said it.
Interesting. It's a good concept. I think it's a good concept. I think they have to do it right. Supposedly, it's a group of people, and it's always the group of teens or whatever. And they are in a time loop where every time they die, which they always get killed, it gets reset for that day, and then they get killed by something new. Like a new threat. Like once it's a demon, and another time it's a possessed doll, and then the third it's like it just keeps different things popping up.
So it's Groundhog
It's
Day,
Groundhog
horror
Day for a
movie.
horror movie.
For horror movies.
Yeah, and they keep getting killed different ways. And it's like, holy crap. So I'm like, I don't know. I might be on board with that. It sounded like a neat concept. And it was like,
why not?
Right? It's so
Dude,
like Cabin in the Woods kind of scenario.
We watched Y2K. We'll watch this one when it comes on. Yeah, absolutely. When that comes on streaming.
Yeah. Oh, and Cheech and Chong's last movie is coming out in limited release, but you may not even want to watch that one.
Cheech and Chong's last movie.
But I saw Time Bandits. I didn't know if you saw this one. This one's the series.
We discussed this back in season 1.
I know. And I was bringing it up that I actually did catch an episode of it.
Okay.
It's not good. Yeah. It is very slow.
Very
horribly slow. And Lisa Kudrow is one of the main characters in the group.
Hey, but I'm still playing Phoebe from Friends.
And that's kind of what they say in the reviews of the whole thing. But she kind of is. And it's that I don't know. It's the delivery. It's just not right. She could just be regular and be
and
her self and not have to have that style to it.
But you know, a casting director was like, you know what? We really need Phoebe from Friends to be in this movie.
Can we just get a name?
Lisa, get
she's
Kudrow.
Ready.
Kudrow's ready.
She's ready to do a new one.
Get her in.
No, it was not.
She's ready to do a nude one? Is that what you just said?
A new one.
Oh, a new one. I was like, she's ready to do a nude one? I'm like, what?
No, she's not. This is a PG show.
Gotcha. And what else is? And what's the next big picture that comes out? Do you know?
Fantastic Four is probably going to be very huge.
That's May 2nd or something, or
no,
May?
That's Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts is May 2nd.
Oh, okay,
I think Fantastic Four is a lot further down in the summer.
Okay, like Memorial Day weekend.
I would say
or into
that
4th of July.
They would definitely
grab
that.
Well, we'll look into it. We'll get some dates for you.
But you also got Mission Impossible's last one coming out too.
Oh, so yes, the Final Reckoning or something like that. Or
that's going to be.
I have not watched the past 3 Impossible Mission movies, so I have no idea.
I don't know where it is. I'm sure we could watch it and be still understand what's happening.
I'm sure we could.
Right. And the Rick and Morty season 8 is coming out on May 25th.
Oh, okay. Cool. Rick and Morty. Wow. Been around for like ever.
Right. I like it.
Cool. Oh, you brought a bag in.
Okay.
What's in that bag? What's in that bag?
Okay. So
show me the bag.
What's in the bag? So I sometimes get, a burr up my ass and decide that I'm going to cook stuff. So this is actually from the Taste Test Kitchen.
So you cook stuff after you pull a burr out of your ass?
Yes, I do. I get up.
I wash my hands.
I do wash my hands.
Okay.
So So first off, I found a recipe on the Pinterest. These are all Pinterest specials. This is a modified recipe of a Rice Krispie treat.
Oh.
And you like Rice Krispie treats?
Of course I do.
Okay, so here you go. These are the modified Rice Krispie treats.
Okay. They're modified, but you're not telling me what they're modified with.
It's not coconut.
Oh, I love coconut.
Or sour cream. So no sour cream in that one either.
Okay, I'm taking a bite.
I will let you know. Yeah, try a taste. So what happens is that you just do the same recipe as a regular one, but they say when you're mixing the marshmallows and melting them, add condensed milk, sweetened condensed milk. So it adds a little more sweetness to it, but I was a little put off that it's that extra. I like the regular ones with just the marshmallow.
I'm still chewing on the first bite.
Yeah, exactly right. So it does make it extra moist, but also condensed. Like it's just a thicker Rice Krispie treat to me.
Yeah.
Right?
Is it cream cheese?
No, it's the condensed milk, dork. What? Was that a joke? Were you joking again? You're killing me.
He's talking.
He's choking it down, and I made him choke. That's lovely. That's so lovely.
I had literally just gone for the second bite of that Rice Krispie treat and was focusing on trying to figure out what the taste was and didn't realize that I just said condensed milk, and I even reacted to the condensed milk and was like, ooh.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
You're tired.
I lose
You're
it.
exhausted tired.
Today was a very long day. I was very busy. Oh my God. I swear to God, I lose it every week on something.
Cool. Okay. Cool. Okay. And then, not to be done with just doing Rice Krispie treats. The same day, these were Sundays. I had some apple cider left over in the refrigerator, and I was like, I got to do something with it before it goes bad. So I still had like a whole month and a half before it went bad. But
I'm looking.
Apple cider donuts.
Shut the fucking door.
Yeah, here we go. And I gave extras in case you were going to share, but those might not get off.
These might not make it through the night.
They won't hear it until next week anyway, so they won't even know they exist if they're gone tonight.
Oh my gosh.
So give those a little try. They are cake donuts. They're not like traditional Krispy Kreme donuts.
They look like yum,
but they're pretty good. And the funny thing was making them. You do the recipe. You make the donuts. I didn't realize that the recipe called for dipping it in melted butter and then dipping it into cinnamon sugar to create the glaze.
Oh.
So the glaze is probably going to be a little bit grittier because of the sugar in it, the sugar content on it. But the apple cider cake donut, I've never been really good at making a donut. These turned out so good, comparatively speaking, to all of my past donuts.
That is fantastic. I would buy a dozen of these in a heartbeat.
Well, there we go. Oh, hey, could be on the store. Could be in the
with the wine
store.
Next to the wine.
Yes, the wine and the donuts.
Oh,
perfect.
I gotta put those away.
Yeah, right. They're kind of addictive, and the sugar content is insane because there was sugar in the actual donut too, and sugar and brown sugar in the donut with nutmeg, cinnamon, unless you're allergic. I don't even know if you're already eating it and I'm asking if you're allergic. And then the coating was just seriously straight sugar, butter, and
it's amazing.
I have
Absolutely
never had
amazing.
good success with making a good cake donut, and those turned out so good.
Seriously, dude. Oh my gosh.
Right?
I need a dozen
I had
of those.
my little donut pan, and I was doing extra donuts. I made 10 of them. There's only 3 left, so there you go.
I swear to God, Dave just needs to like go into like pastry making or something.
I wish I was good at doing the pastry stuff, because
stuff
that's the first
so
time I've ever
good.
had a success.
You made me think that condensed milk tasted like cream cheese.
That's how good it was.
It was that good.
It was so good.
Damn you. Damn you.
It's what I do. It's what I do.
Oh my gosh. That was too funny.
I had Lisa saying, "Damn you, making crispy Rice Krispie treats! I cannot stop eating them." And I'm like, "Okay, well, I'll stop making food.
Those, and I'll start making donuts." Okay, you said you've got a new segment. Dave's bringing a new segment to the show.
Yeah, so
keep talking, Dave. I'm going to have another.
You just keep eating. You're good. You need more sugar. A long time ago, when Sydney used to take her lunch, what would happen is that
Sydney, Dave's daughter.
My daughter. Why do we have to keep prefacing? These are people that listen.
New listeners this week. I don't know.
New listeners. Okay. Well, my daughter, for her lunch, we'd pack her lunch, and I guess we packed like every day. And every day I would put in a little note, an inspirational note sometimes. Most times it was a stupid ass drawing, but a lot of the times I went to a website, and the website is, oh my gosh, I have it here. The information was compiled from brownielocks.com, and basically it showed every celebration day, week, or month of that time frame.
So National Bagel Day.
Yes, or Pet Your Cat Day, or all those kinds, right? So I would do a little note associated like that, because I had them for like every day, so I could do them, or different things. Like the Star Wars Day I had Star Wars things, drawings, and all this stuff. So I had all these little notes, and I had pasted them and kept them and put them on Tumblr. But I did go back to the website, and I thought we could add our little week of celebrations that are coming up. So when you listen to this,
come on,
these celebrations will be for the week of the broadcast you're listening to. So this one would be for April 28th and May 4th.
We actually looked ahead at a calendar.
Finally.
And said, oh, wait.
We're
going to talk about some stuff this week. We're not going to be a week late on it. We're going to be a week ahead.
We want you to be prepared.
We want you to be listening to this going, Monday afternoon on the 28th. And I'm like, okay, well, what day is it? Oh, it's National Dip Your Coffee in Ice and make it a Frappuccino
so you
day
know it's coming up.
Yeah.
So we will go from Tuesday to Tuesday.
So what do we got?
We'll add these things. So here at Pern and Dave, we want to spotlight the holidays that are overlooked by the majority and sometimes just not celebrated. So for our listeners, well, unfortunately, you missed Earth Day, because that's today.
Happy Earth Day.
Today, right?
Happy Earth Day.
Very awesome. But it is the week of April 28th to March 4th. You would be celebrating the start of Adopt a Horse Month.
Wow.
It's coming up, and it starts on the actual 26th, so you're in the middle of it. April 28th is Biological Clock Day. So if you want to have your baby, it starts there. April 29th is National Dance Day. So you want to be dancing on National Dance Day.
Okay.
April 30th is Bugs Bunny Day.
Ooh,
so Warner Brothers is probably going to reach out and get you that. And you still have a few days left to celebrate these in April. Congenital Diaphragmatic Hernia Awareness Month. That was very hard to say.
That's May 1st?
No, that would be
that's for the whole
end
month.
of April. That would be the April month, the month of April. So you still have a few days to celebrate those. This one, Dog Poop Awareness Month. It's for health, not to make you aware to not step in dog poop. National Frog Month. Get Out and National Pickleball Month. National Sexually Transmitted Disease Month. Just get out there and get your sexual transmitted disease.
Great.
And now coming
it's
up,
not like an awareness?
It might be an awareness. It doesn't say awareness, but it does say National Sexually Transmitted Disease Month. I'm sure it's awareness, but get out there and
of course
either
it's
way.
Awareness Day.
Right. No problem. So now coming up for your month, you can have National Food Months it was National Food Months. There's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Barbecue, hamburger, salad, salsa, strawberry, sweet Vidalia onion, and vinegar, all in May.
All in May.
Those were all
those
May
are their
ones,
days
the month
in May.
of May. Yeah, so
Wow.
all in the month of May.
So they've got a stronghold on May right now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
May 1st is Batman Day.
I think I knew that.
You did. How'd you know that?
I think I knew that. Why? Is this the false one? Is this the fake one?
No,
the
there
two reals,
isn't a
one
fake
fake?
one. No,
This is the
this
fake
is
one?
actually true. This is a Batman Day. Along with Amtrak Day. So you want to take your, May 2nd is Scurvy Awareness Day, Harry Potter Day, Tuba Day, and World Tuna Day.
World
get
Tuna.
your tuna
Wait,
in.
what day is that again?
That's May 2nd.
May 2nd.
May 3rd is your Mariachi Day and World Naked Gardening Day.
Oh, wow.
And it isn't.
And that falls on a Saturday this year, right?
That does fall on a Saturday. May 3rd.
So you can be naked all day Saturday.
Exactly. Or Sunday. That's a Sunday.
While you're gardening.
Sunday. Yeah. And then May 4th
Watch
is
out for
coming
the
up.
hoe.
You know what May 4th is. That's our intergalactic Star
absolutely.
Wars Day.
May the 4th be with you.
It's also World Laughter Day. So there you go.
Yep.
There's your week.
Cool.
And some of your months. So you can get ready for your
You
monthly.
can listen to those for the upcoming week.
Yep. So there you go.
Because we're talking
celebrate
to you
your
from
brains
the
out.
future.
Yes. So you can get all of that in.
Cool.
There you go. I
The
hope you like it.
NHL playoffs have started.
Yes.
And there's been some crazy games already.
Yeah.
I was watching last night the Dallas Stars game. They were playing Colorado in game 2 of their series. And I'm telling you, there was just like guys in that game getting wrecked in overtime.
Oh, really?
It was 3-3 going to overtime. And in the overtime period, guys are throwing their bodies around like
they wanted it
at mid ice, like they like
wanted
not
that
even
game, I
body
guess.
checks, but like there's just guys getting wrecked left and right, and it was like the refs just put the whistles in their pocket and like, let's go, do it, take their head off. Yeah, just it's just the overtime of
the last part of it. Yeah,
because then Colorado, I think Colorado scored and won. Is that who won? I don't remember now. Oh well. But at the same time, LA was playing against Edmonton.
Okay.
In LA, and they were up 4-1 in that game. And then I thought it was pretty much over because I was like watching it, saw the score on my phone because I'm watching the other game,
right,
where everybody's getting wrecked in it. And I was just like, what just happened? I looked down at my phone and the score says 5-5. And I'm like, how did Edmonton at one point, like not even 5 minutes ago, they were up 5-3.
Right.
And then now it's 5-5 and, and they showed the highlights and it's all Connor McDavid. And he got a goal and an assist and he was just,
you think that they would try to focus on him.
You would think,
at that
but
point?
I've seen him do this in the playoffs in the past. He just becomes almost like possessed and you cannot stop him. It's so
interesting.
Creepy.
Huh.
It just, I don't know. We
But
put
is
that
it
in our
enough?
horror movie.
Do you think it's going to be enough to push the one team all the way?
I've seen Connor McDavid take teams
all the way
deep. Well, they lost when they went. They lost. That's
They
right.
lost?
They lost.
Oh my gosh, puberty's tough.
We got a bird in here. They lost.
It's the parrot.
They lost.
Parrot in it.
Dave.
Polly want a donut.
Dave.
Nice.
Oh my god. Anyway, I don't even remember what I was saying now. Connor McDavid was scoring like crazy.
Yeah.
And then the LA Kings scored a goal with 12 seconds left to win the game 6-5. And I was just, this is playoff hockey. This is like,
that's crazy. Well, it's a whole different game now, right? It changes. The teams are just different. And
the
you
Western
can say
Conference
that you need to be ready
teams,
for it, but
every time I watch Western Conference teams, it is crazy how much faster the Western Conference games look than the Eastern Conference. I'm like, I'm just so bored of seeing all of the people in our,
in our
divisions and stuff, but I don't know. But the Western Conference, I always have enjoyed watching it more than anything because it's just the pace, the speed, and the Vegas Knights game is coming on tonight.
Oh, the new team, Vegas.
Yeah, the new team that's been in the league for 7 seasons. Yeah, the Vegas Knights, they're playing the Minnesota Wild, and game 1 of that series was crazy also. I was like, wow, what a game. Vegas might go all the way.
It's hard to watch all these games.
I think Vegas might go all the way from the West.
But I did watch the Caps game. So.
And the Caps, and oh my gosh, that Caps game.
Yes.
So OV starts the goal scoring.
Right off the bat.
They go up 1-0.
I was like, damn it. You texted me and I was like, I forgot.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so he scored right off the bat. And then they get a second goal in the second period and they're up 2-0. And you're like, okay, well, cool. And
that was an
literally
OV assist too.
Yeah, OV got an assist on that one. And it looks like Montreal is like skating well,
Yes.
and like they're still waiting for something to kind of break, and then so whatever. The Capitals come out in the third period and they go into a complete defensive shell because they've got a 2-goal lead that they're going to try to then burn 20 minutes off the clock to get to the end of this game,
but not in the playoffs.
Not in the playoffs. In the regular season, you might want to come out in the third period in a close divisional game
and attack, and
absolutely
to get
keep playing your
on
game.
An attack, you got to trust your goalie and your defense. If
And they
you're
trust
sit
Logan Thompson.
Oh, right.
Totally.
But they didn't. That was the problem.
Yeah.
They were back on their heels.
That, you know,
and then they were
might,
loading up the blue line.
Yeah.
But it was like, okay, well, you still got to attack.
Absolutely. And then what happens? Well, they come back and Montreal scores 2 goals
at the beginning. And then, and like, that was like 10 minutes, right? It was like at the 9
it was something
mark,
like that.
And then right after that, another one. And it's like, oh, crap.
Yeah. And then where it got a 2-2 game, it's like, what just happened? The Capitals have been dominating
because they had the momentum.
I know, right? Then you start getting worried.
The crowd is freaking out. Every time they
show
the crowd, the guys had their hands in their face or their face in their hands.
Yeah.
And they're all
not
panicky.
This again. We've been through this before.
Well,
no,
happens,
not again.
It happens, but
I've dealt with it since I was 10 years old.
First round.
Yeah, I can't even tell you in 2018 when they won the cup how
happy
that made me.
Say that, but then hey, overtime, not bad.
Ovi, if you watch the replay, right off the faceoff, he's over on the left hand boards, and he circles back around to the high slot as the play starts coming across down low, and when the puck finally starts, his timing was beautiful when he just like took those 2 little steps and bump, and then he was right up to the top of the paint and
knocked it
buries it right in the
air.
Yeah, and like,
it was an amazing eye-hand coordination moment.
It was, and this is Ovechkin's season. I'm really hoping they win a Stanley Cup this year to just cap it all off. I mean, that was just Alex Ovechkin. We've talked about him way too much. No, we haven't. We haven't talked about the greatest player.
Well,
enough.
Right. There we go. He definitely became the reason why the Caps are doing well, at least in this game 1. Now,
and over the years, he was the reason. There were players like TJ Oshie was like, oh yeah, I would love to go to DC. Oh my gosh, that's amazing to play with Ovechkin, because then people started wanting to come to DC to make the team better.
Well, the support cast has gotten really good, and you can see it in the way that they were setting each other up.
So would you give that casting director an Oscar nomination?
Yes, I would. Who was that? Definitely a nomination.
Right. Give him a nomination for casting.
But I mean, a lot of it is pulling those together and actually being able to utilize them in the right lines. And it seemed like the lines were fine and they all had opportunities, and it wasn't 7-1 or anything like that.
No.
But I, that's the goalie playing really well too. But there were plenty of opportunities that they had shots on goal that could have snuck through or just snuck by, and even opportunities that bounced the puck and they missed just because they weren't in the right spot.
They're just
but the puck was bouncing around.
There was one, like I think the defenseman was trying to hold the blue line and the puck just hit something on the ice and bounced right over his stick. And he just looks over like the guy that passed it and he's like, I don't know what just happened. Shit. And they turn around and skate down.
Well, that's what happened in the corner that got the first goal. He fell in the corner and the guys took it off him and came down from the corner of the blue line, and he was all alone, and there was just no way you were going to catch him. But there was also, it was just that the defense lost his footing on that right side. Cole, I might have been Carlson. I'm not sure who the defenseman was, to be honest, but I mean, that just takes one to start the momentum, unfortunately.
Exactly. So I hope everybody got their brackets picked on our Pern and Dave.
Yep, until right now.
We posted it on, Actually, when you're hearing this, you're still a week behind.
Late.
So you're late. Because we're late on this. Yeah, because the bracket's locked up. I put it up on Facebook and Instagram and my personal pages and stuff, and invited people to come and join our league. I think we have 7 registered people.
Yeah, perfect.
7. Wow.
Hey,
I mean 700. We have 700 people
it's
on our.
Insane. There's actually no more open spots.
There's no more open spots. We're gonna have to close
unfortunately,
it. Next year we're gonna have to make it a private invite.
We're gonna have to.
I mean,
only
7.
So many.
7 people.
7 whole people. So that's the 7 people that are listening to this NHL recap.
Right. In Forest City, North Carolina. Forest City, North Carolina. Thank you, Forest City. We love you.
Perfect.
Oh, my gosh. All right. Well, nice. I'm going to go because I'm about to fall asleep.
More sugar.
And,
eat more donuts.
Eat more donuts. Okay.
Eat more donuts.
All right. We'll see you next week. All right.
Yep, definitely.
Bye.
Bye.
West Virginia house, down, 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 down. Pern and Dave, Let's Talk is brought to you by, well, Pern and Dave and Bifco Enterprises.
Don't butt heads with complex problems. Leave them in the past.
And the good people at Crescent Cove Amusement Park.
Come for the thrills, stay for the clowns.
Till next time.